What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the 2023 San Diego Comic-Con Jurassic Park 30th anniversary figure that Mattel released as a SDCC exclusive. And of course, this was the long anticipated and long awaited Henry Wu figure. Now, this figure, or set, should I say, maybe not the set itself, but the figure itself, wasn't well received, and I'm sure that once we get into it, we'll find out why that is. I think maybe the figure itself might been okay, but I think it was just some other things that, from as I can recall from the reviews that I saw when this first came out, that a lot of people didn't really like the figure or the accessories that came with the figure. But we'll dive into all that. So it did get a lot of negative reviews. So hey, it is what it is, you know. So it's the only one that we got. So I don't know if Mattel's going to be releasing any versions of Henry Wu, and so we just gotta take what we can get, you know, as of right now. Hopefully, for whatever reason, if this didn't go well with others, you know, hopefully that they can correct the mistakes that they made with this figure. I don't know what it is because I've never opened it. Here we are in 2025 reviewing it. So, and it's been like 2 years since I saw reviews of this thing. So it's been quite some time, so I don't remember everything that was reviewed on this thing. So I do know that it got a lot of negative backlash on this thing, you know. But I don't know, I mean, some people did like it, you know, but majority didn't for various reasons. So I'm sure we'll run into them. And but yeah, let's go ahead and check out this box real quick. So it comes in this black box, and got the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo on the front. And then, of course, you know, it has Agent 6 and up. That's me. And then it's got the warning choking hazards logo. And then here is the top of the box, is Jurassic Park. And here at the bottom of the box, it has all the copyright legal information right there. And then here on the side of this box right here, we have the smaller Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo there. And then same thing on this side, just a smaller 30th anniversary logo right there. And then on the back of the box, pretty much same thing. It says Jurassic Park, and there at the bottom it says Mattel Creations, and then also at the bottom right hand corner it just says it's a warning, small parts information there as well. So let's go ahead and crack this box open and see what we got inside. Alright, so upon opening the box, this is what you get on the inside. So this is the set that comes with it, with all the figure and accessories. And of course, you know, this is like, I think this is how to discard the battery and battery information right here. And so then here is the instructions that come with it. And we'll take a look at that here in a second. So this is the packaging that it comes with, that houses the figure and the accessory and stuff. It's here on top you get the Jurassic Park logo right there that's etched in. It's in part of the stone. And then here are the doors, and there's engine security. And then here's the side of the packaging, and then here is the side of this side. And then there's the bottom. And then here in the back, the packaging is the Jurassic Park logo right there as well. And then here, if you want to pause that, you can, if you want to read, you may. And so then we just set this aside. We'll just open this up, and I think that's how you open it. So let's see. Oh, I think, yeah. So here is the, I think there's a, there's supposed to be, oh, I think that, okay. I thought maybe the whole thing opens, but I think it's like the little crease right there. There's a crease right there. That's what that crease is for. Okay, so So if you want to just fold that out right there, kind of fold that a little bit, and then I'll just fold this right here. It's a nice packaging. I don't want to fold it too much, but you get the gist of the idea of what it looks like. So that's what it looks like right there. I'm just going to hold it like that. And so then there is your Henry Wu or Mr. DNA, and then you got the little raptor egg right there, the alternate hands, and of course you got the pen or pencil, and then you have the clipboard right there, and then there's the paper egg thing, the hatchery thing, and you get the little baby hatchling, the raptor and everything. So with that being said, so this is cool. I do like this. I do like this a lot, you know. So I'm going to try to keep this, so that way I can just display all this other stuff. All right, so I'm going to take some time to take this out, and so that way we can get a closer look at the figure itself. All right, that was a pain in the butt to try to take everything out. The figure in Mr. DNA was not that hard, but it was just trying to get the little accessories without damaging the clamshell that houses the accessories and stuff. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this thing. This is really cool. I do want to try to figure out a way. I'm pretty sure you could just cut the tape right there and just pull everything out from the bottom, and then you could probably take this out for a better display, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I do want to take a closer look at it. So here is the main centerpiece with the clamshell. I'm sorry, I know it looks kind of ugly and stuff, but this is what we have right now. And so of course, you know, you got the cardboard raptor's nest right there, along with the photo in the background, and then you got the wall with the DNA strand of the Brachiosaurus right there, and then of course, you know, you got the concrete floors, and then on the side we have you know, with the railing there, and then you get the wall with the computer, the DNA strand and everything, things like that. And then you got the other stairs right there, and then you get the wall with the skeleton structure that's being carved in on the side of it. So which is really cool. So we'll get to that here in a minute. I don't know if it still works, because it's hasn't been used in quite some time. So, but I do like this a lot, though. I do like that. So let's go ahead and move this aside for right now, and then that way we can take a closer look at the accessories. Of course, you know, first off, we want to start off with the hands. So these are the alternate hands. So I can see why they gave you the alternate hands for, because the one that's holding the clipboard is as one. So if you want to pull those out and just pull one, put a hand that doesn't have a clipboard in, you could do that. So is it just a pair of gloved hands? That's all it is. So both got a hinge. And then we have the pencil. So you got the little eraser at the top, and you got the black tip right there, the yellow pencil. So this was one of the things that I remember people complaining about, is that the pencil was too big, you know, too large for what it needs to be. And then lastly, we have the hatchling. So that's pretty cool. So you got the egg with the baby raptor just peeking out. I thought that was a nice little touch. You could barely see it, but I think they I want to say they did the eyes. Maybe that's just my lighting, but you could tell that the raptor's got its mouth open a little bit right there. It's got the little claws peeking out of the egg, cracked egg and stuff. So very neat. That's a very nice little detail right there. And then we have the figure itself. Henry Wu, which is played by D.B. Wong. You know, he was most famous for Oz, playing the Doctor in Oz, the TV series, HBO TV series, and then of course, you know, he was in Jurassic Park, The Substitute, and among various other movies. So, but one of the things I do know that a lot of people did complain about is that the likeness wasn't the likeness wasn't linked to D.B. Wong. So a lot of people didn't like it because of that. But my copy is actually pretty good. You know, the eyes are on point, the lips look good. You know, because normally I've seen some figures where the lips look terrible. They're just like off-centered and stuff when they try to paint the lips. But the hair texturing is good. You know, I like the hair texturing. And so, yeah, even though the likeness is not quite there, you could tell who it is, you know. If he was to show me this figure, I would have been like, oh yeah, the scientist guy that was talking about um, the raptors. You know, would I would have said D.B. Wong? No, because it really does not look like it, even though it's not there. So this part here in the crotch area, it looks like he's wearing a diaper. You know, I don't know if anybody else has mentioned that, but if you really look at the suit that he has on, and it looks like he's wearing a diaper. But overall, you know, it's just a white jumpsuit, you know, because, you know, they are scientists. They got to be covered from head to toe. And, of course, here is the clipboard. And there's all the stuff that he scribbled and erased on that, you know, he was doing in the movie. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. There's all the eraser marks. And then there's his badge right there with this photo and all that stuff. So not much to it, you know. Just a guy in a white jumpsuit, you know, that's just trying to stay covered up, you know, so the eggs and stuff, the hatchery, doesn't get all infected, you know. Get the gloves on and everything. So, but yeah, that's about it as far as this figure goes, you know. Very nicely done. You know, finally happy that we have a Henry Wu for the Jurassic Park film. Now we just need one for the Jurassic World stuff, you know. Alright, so as far as articulation goes, the head is on the ball, and so you can look down like that, look over like that, because I get the cut right there. Can't really look up, but you can look down a little bit, and then side to side, and then the swivel at the waist, you know, a little bit, and then the shoulders are on a hinge, so it goes up and down, forwards and backwards, and then the elbows on a hinge and swivel, you know, and then the wrist is on a hinge, and so you twirl it around. And of course, you know, you can do the Van Damme splits, and then you go forwards, but not so much backwards because of the cut right there, the butt area. And then, you know, you got a double hinge at the knee, and then you got the swivel here at the thigh. You get the thigh cut right there, and then of course you get the hinge and swivel at the ankle. More so the hinge right there, but the ankle as far as the ankle pivot, and you got a little bit right there, the ankle rocker, as they would call it. But yeah, so that's about it. So if you wanted to, you could take this hand, you could pop that out. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it in like it is because I like it. That's how I've known him for. So you could literally pop this out and replace it with this hand right there if you wanted to. And then, of course, here is the pencil, the famous pencil that everybody was complaining about, which has a very rubbery texture to it, you know. I know it doesn't look all that well, because it's very bent, you know, it's very rubbery texture. So there he is with his oversized pencil, holding it. So while he's scribbling on it and stuff on his clipboard. Alright, so we're just going to do some comparisons with the whole cast and crew that we have so far. And before I forget, if we forgot to take a look at Mr. DNA. So I'm really happy to finally have a Mr. DNA, because I think I was at one point going to buy the pop, but thankfully I didn't have to because I got this one. So he's on a stand. It's just a clear piece of plastic with a little bit of purple and yellowish DNA strands, you know, going throughout his body, and blue right there. Then you got the hands. Hands are yellow. Got the smiley face and the eyebrows. So that's very cool. Alright, so I ended up having to open up the bottom so I could take out the speaker box, because I had to check on the batteries, and of course, you know, I had the little plastic tab in there so that way the battery doesn't wear out. So it works just fine. So we'll get through it here in a second. So I ended up taking out the clamshell. So here is a better look at it without the clamshell. I should have did this in the beginning, but I didn't. Just assuming that, thinking everything was going to be fine, but knowing that I had to check the batteries first to make sure it actually works. So they actually do. So I ended up having to go ahead and take out the clamshell anyway. So this will be displayed like this and everything. Yeah. So we'll just put Mr. Wu right here, and then we have Mr. DNA right here in the corner, and here is the baby raptor. I don't know if he can't, even though he can't even stand up. That sucks, because I think the hatchling that came with Darius for the Chaos Theory, or Camp Cretaceous, the little bumpy hatchling, he had a little bottom where he can sit, but it doesn't have one on this one. So we'll just do this. Let's see if we can't. We'll just go ahead and move Mr. DNA down here. We can have Mr. Wu here at the corner by the wall, because that's where he was. And then we'll have I don't know. I know we can't fit everybody on this thing, but I know that Ellie was. Let's see, where was she? I think she was behind everybody. Let's go ahead. I don't want to knock anybody over. So I know Ellie was behind here. There. I know Grant was here on the side, so we'll just have him try to hold the hatchling or whatever. So I think Grant was over here somewhere. There, and then here we have Hammond right there. So we'll just move. We'll just do that. Move her a little closer. Hammond's right there. We'll just put Woo over here in the corner, because you know he was talking about it and stuff. And then Ian, he was off around the side in the back, but that was like over here. Ian was over here. You know, I think he was over here, and because he was sitting in the chair. And then Wu was, I think he was on the wall over here, but that wall right there, that side. So, something like that. He was either there or there. I can't remember. I just watched the movie again, too. So, and then there we had the little hatchling right there. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, so that's the main cast and the hatchery and everything. So there's everybody that was in that scene where they met Henry Wu and so forth. So now we'll just go ahead and just put everybody aside. We'll just put Henry right there on the wall right there. Mr. DNA can stay right there. So there's Ian, and then of course you have go. And then you have Nedry right here. Then you have the kids right there. Got the kids there. You got Ray Arnold right there. So these two are the only Hammond Collections that I have. You know, I wouldn't mind getting some more. I think I need, I don't know. I think I'm good with all the characters. I think the only person I'm missing is Gennaro. It's the only one as far as the original movie goes, characters. So that's like the only one I need. I don't really need the outhouse set with the T-Rex and stuff. I just want Gennaro, so I don't know if anybody's selling him individually or not. I'll just have to look. So, but yeah, the whole cast of crew is here. The only one I'm missing is Gennaro, and then I think as far as the main cast goes, that wraps up with everybody. You know, of course they could do all the side characters. Of course, you know, I got the workers and stuff, so they still on the shelf. I didn't bring them out. I just wanted to bring out the main cast and stuff. So hopefully we get a little bit more side characters, you know. But you never know. This might be it, you know, as far as characters for the main movie of the first one. So, oh well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this thing and what you think of this set. Forgot. Let's go ahead and do the sound effects.
There's no unauthorized breedings in Jurassic Park. Bingo. Dino DNA. Perfect timer. And now, we can make a baby dinosaur. It's really not that difficult. A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing. It's a velociraptor. And now, we can make a baby dinosaur. There's no unauthorized breedings in Jurassic Park. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA.
Alright, I think that might be it for that. Try again.
Perfect timer.
Yep.
A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing.
So it looks like they each got like maybe 3 phrases each for Mr. DNA and Henry Wu. So that's pretty cool. So I do like this setup, you know. I do like the little diorama that they give us stuff, you know, even though it is cardboard, you know, all that stuff is all cardboard and everything. But yeah, I like the set a lot. And I'm glad that we finally got a Woo, even though it may not be exactly like resemblance to DB Wong. At least we have something. Something is better than nothing, like I always tell people. But it could be better, yes, considering the fact that it is a Hammond Collection figure. But it is what it is. So hopefully we could probably get another one later on down the line. Who knows? Hopefully we'll get one for Jurassic World, a Henry Wu from Jurassic World with longer hair. We'll see though. But other than that, that's about does it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this review as much as I did filming it. And leave a comment down below what you think of this set. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.